to find. On today's show, I'll be showing you how to make one very wonderful cake. For this tasty dessert, you'll need a few specific ingredients. You'll need strawberry cake mix, 1 pack of gelatin, 1/3 cup of oil, 1 cup of water, and 3 eggs, fresh strawberries and blueberries, and a container of Cool Whip. This kind of cake is easy to make for if you want a pretty display at a party or for someone's birthday. And once you've gathered all these ingredients, you'll need 2 9-inch round pans, a baking bowl, non-stick spray, and a mixing utensil. Once you have all your ingredients ready, you can begin making your cake batter. You add in your cake mix into your mixing bowl. Then you combine in your 1 cup water and your 1/3 cup oil. You can mix this a little. And then you add in your 3 eggs. When you're done mixing your eggs, make sure you wash your hands very thoroughly. With your clean hands, you're now able to move on to your next step, filling your baking pan. Coat each baking pan with non-stick spray, and then divide your mix evenly. If it's not quite even at first, you can fix it after to make sure it's even. Once your batter is divided evenly and you know your oven is fully heated, you can now place them into the oven to bake. And make sure they're in the middle of the oven so they're baked evenly. One part of baking I always forget is to set the time, so make sure you set your timer. This cake called for 27 minutes, so plug in 27 minutes. While your cake is baking, you can prepare your toppings and decorations. Wash each of the fruit. Make sure all the little leaves are off. And then you can cut them to be placed inside and on top of your cake. The ones for inside your cake need to be cut into 4ths, and the ones on top of your cake will be just cut into halves. Since we are making a 2-layer cake, and instead of using frosting we're using Cool Whip, we need to make the Cool Whip a little more thicker. And a tip I learned from my mentor is to add 1 pack of gelatin to give the Cool Whip a thicker consistency. So add the Cool Whip into a bowl. You need a little more than that. And then you add your 1 pack of gelatin. And you mix it until you cannot see the gelatin anymore. This is a good tip to make your cake stand a little taller and to keep the Cool Whip from smushing out and overflowing. Well, the cakes are done. Once you've heard the buzzer go off, turn off your oven and take out your cakes. Leave them out until they're fully cooled. The display of your dessert is actually one of the most important things. If your cake doesn't look edible, then no one's going to obviously want to eat it. So, on the plate that the cake's going to go on, make a simple design. Set your decorative plate aside and you're now able to work with your cakes. To make the cooling process go a little faster, I like to put them into the refrigerator. It cools them in about half the time needed. Cut around the cake so make sure the edges aren't sticking to the pan, and flip it over onto a cutting board. Your cake should end up like this. each of the layers could be placed one on top of each other, but if they're baked a little uneven like this one is, you might want to cut off the top so the cakes can stay on top of each other easily. You can save the top layer to snack on while you're waiting. And then you use your thick Cool Whip and spread it onto your cake. It doesn't have to be perfectly spreaded, just enough so your other layer can stick on top. Just like that. And then you do the same of what you did to the other one. And if it doesn't come out, just keep cutting around the edges and pull it out. And then place this upside down on top of this one. And there are your two layers. Your final step in decorating your cake is adding your fruit toppings. You finish putting Cool Whip on top of your cake so the fruit can stay. You don't want to go all the way to the edges either. And then you take your blueberries, sprinkle them on top, however you like. Or you can even sprinkle your blueberries inside your cake. Either way you choose, you get that berry taste. And then you can add your strawberries in any design you want either. And there's your fruit toppings. With your fully decorated cake, you can put it back on your decorated platter. It's easier to transfer if you have a large spatula. Pick it up and slide it on. Be careful because the top slides easily. And then you can take your cut up strawberries and place them along the edges, just making a simple design like that. And then you can take the extra blueberries you have, place them in between and around. You may also add any other fruit you'd like. Just remember, it's your cake and whatever you like is whatever you want to put on top. I hope you learned a lot on today's show, and now you have yourself a very good looking cake, and I hope it tastes as good as it looks. I hope you stay in tune. See you next time.